Okay, great. So hi, I'm Sarah. I'm the president of CSME, and my presentation is super short, just to guys give you an idea of what we do at Concordia, and then you guys can ask me a bunch of questions. I'm a mechanical engineering student going in my last year, and I was also part of the co-op program. So if you want to ask questions like regards to mechanical or co-op, I'm more than welcome to answer those as well. So yeah, okay, CSME is the Canadian Society for Mechanical Engineers, and we focus on involving community and educational events and also doing projects that are multidisciplinary. Being part of CSME, you're part of a bigger national-wide body of engineers, and at Concordia, we focus on helping students with their projects. So we participated in a few national design competitions, which we won 3 years in a row. And the objective was to design and develop an affordable 3D printer that can be mass produced. So this was our 3D printer that we designed out of a milk crater. And there's a couple people here that were that are part of this video. So I'll skip so that you can see, yeah, exactly. So this is what the 3D printer looks like. Essentially, you would be able to get all the files and the hardware of the yellow components that you see and be able to 3D print them yourself, and then create this whole new 3D printer that you can have at home for under $200, which is perfectly a reasonable price. This was about 3 years ago that we did this. We also did RoboCut Rescue, which was designing a robot in which we can develop and demonstrate robotic technology in emergency responses. So this was also a multidisciplinary project in which we designed a robot that can basically, when you get to the competition, you have a couple of challenges that you need to accomplish. We also have a recycling project, part of CSME. So myself and one other member were really frustrated with the amount of prototyping 3D printing was involved with, not only at Concordia, but also industry-wide. And we thought it'd be a great idea to follow a national movement, called Precious Plastic, in which you shred 3D printing components and then extrude them into new filament, and then essentially you can reprint them again, which is super exciting. This is an ongoing project in which we recruit new members to design and build new types of machinery, including the injection molder and the plastic press. So we would build these all in-house at Concordia. We also had a student who was super interested in prosthetics, and this is a great field that you can actually use a lot of 3D printing with, and a vast opportunity for design in terms of each prosthetic is different and custom to the person. So this Enable is an open source company that allows you to 3D print and design fully motion hands for children who need prosthetics. And last year we were working on designing and building a fully movable foot prototype. We also do 3D printing services within CSME. So in your third and fourth year, you'll start having to do projects in which you also have to build prototypes. So an example of this is a steam car, which you need to design and build and 3D print your own turbines for the steam car. You also have minicap. This is an example here in the picture of a fully functioning gearbox in which students had to design and then 3D print part of their project. So the actual prototype itself is actually graded as well. And so our 3D printing services allow you to do that at Concordia super easily, but then also have access to us who have a lot of experience with CADing, and to ensure that your prototype can actually be 3D printed and appropriately done well and manufactured appropriately. We also do a lot for capstone. So that is your final year project in your last year of engineering, in which you also have to design and build something from scratch. And a lot of students will work with us who are either just starting to CAD, a new SolidWorks, who need advice, or they use our 3D printing services as well, just because they're much cheaper than if you go externally. We also do collaborations with other societies as well as external companies. So this is an example of an external company that asked us to build a prototype of their upcoming new building that they were having. But we also work a lot with SAE and UAV in the past. At least we've done that to help them with their projects in terms of 3D printing and CADing certain things, all at Concordia within ECA societies, helping each other. This is a great way. So don't feel like if you just join one of the societies today, then you won't have the opportunity to work with any of the other ones. There's definitely a lot of working together that goes on. And you can always join more than one. That also happens very often. We also do orientation. So unfortunately, this is what you guys would have been at. So these are some of the events that we do where we have barbecues to showcase all of our students' projects. This was at Loyola campus. And this is like normally what Frosh looks like. We also do SolidWorks tutorials to teach you guys how to use SolidWorks, because it is not something that is taught, unfortunately, in the curriculum of engineering. So we do external tutorials through ECA, and we book a computer lab on campus, and we will go through steps of how to start your CAD. And then we also really focus on the manufacturing aspect, so ensuring that at the design phase of whatever you're building, it will actually be able to be manufactured or 3D printed or built in general, because that's a huge aspect that they kind of skip over or briefly discuss, but it's very, very important so that your design is actually feasible. We also do 3D printing tutorials for high school and CGIP students. So if you are interested in 3D printing, being part of CSME, you will learn that firsthand and have access to all of our 3D printers, but then you also get to share that knowledge with incoming students and students who would be interested and inspire them to become engineers themselves. Plant tours is also something we organize at CSME, in which you would be going to, this was 2 years ago, where we went to GE Lighting, and so you get a whole tour of the plant and how the manufacturing is done and research is done in-house here in Montreal. And then there's a small networking event where you get to ask questions to the engineers about just engineering questions in general, or the industry. And it's a great opportunity for internships as well as future jobs. So I think there was like 5 of the students out of 20 that came to this plant tour that got hired on the spot. So if you don't maybe join a society, plant tours is definitely something that I would encourage everyone to go to. It also just shows you a better idea of what the industry looks like and what you can look forward to working for one of the many engineering companies in Montreal. So club fairs is also something very common at Concordia. So ECA, this was the ECA club fair in which Jeannie Cody came and visited us, and so we get to demonstrate all of your projects again. So CSME is very big on that. If I haven't mentioned, I think I've mentioned it 4 or 5 times, we want to demonstrate you, and so we're a society in which if you have a project, you can come to us and we will find the budget for you and be able to strive that way. So that's how RoboCut happened. That's how the recycling project happened. So students wanted to start an initiative, and we were able to help them with that in terms of our knowledge that we had in CADing, or previous knowledge in doing that competition in the past, let's say. So how you can get started. So you can sign up. There's a form that you can fill out that's already on the Discord if you go under CSME, but I also encourage you to follow us on all social media platforms, especially Facebook and Instagram, to keep in touch and know how to our upcoming events and our tutorials, in which we will be doing this semester similar to this on Zoom, in which we'll share a screen and show you how to use SolidWorks, as well as some 3D printing tips. That's what we have organized for this semester. And don't hesitate to contact us or ask us questions, even if it's regards to 3D printing services. And if, you know, as much as I'd love for you guys to join CSME, I really encourage you to join any of the societies that presented today. It's probably the best advice that I got in my second year to join a society, and I've been with CSME ever since, and I've also gone and done a couple other societies as well. So it's definitely a great experience. So I don't know if you guys have any questions for me.
It was wonderful, Sarah. Thank you very much. So, I mean, Becky's in here with some questions for Miss Sarah.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, perfect. If any of the mechanical engineering students have any more questions that they didn't get to ask now, you can always go into the society-specific channels again, and it's the first one right there, CSME. You can get all the information and ask Sarah and the other CSME reps all of the questions you may have. So thank you so much, Sarah.
My pleasure.